Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about various Pittsburgh Steelers topics, whether they are Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, playoff situation, Mike Tomlin, just anything that pops in my head in the next few minutes. I want to kind of make a little Yinz event session, a little Yinz rant. Yeah, so let's talk about playoffs, huh? The playoffs really aren't that far-fetched. There's a situation they can lose and make it that would require Denver to beat Oakland, the Texans and the Colts not to tie, and Jacksonville lose. That's the situation I don't personally want to see. I don't want to see them lose because I don't want to hear the talk or read the talk from fellow fans that they shouldn't be in the playoffs, even though they technically did do enough to get to the playoffs. Outcomes at the end of the season are they're going to happen either way, and how they fall isn't directly benefiting Pittsburgh because it's on purpose. It's because that team did not earn the spot. So the other situations are if the Jags lose, Steelers win, they are in. The Jaguars are playing the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. And the other situation is if the Bills will lose to the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Miami coming off a tragic loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe a highly motivated team. This has potential number 2 seed ramifications. Definitely 2 seed ramifications for the Miami Dolphins. So it's interesting to say the least. Now, if the Steelers do get to the playoffs, I'm looking forward to reading many comments that the Steelers should not be in the playoffs. They did not earn it. Whatever that means, because again, your record is your record. You can only do what you did. And if that's enough, that's enough. You just have to be there to make noise. Look at the 2007 and 2012, I think, Giants. Look at the 2005 Steelers going in as a 6th seed. So you can put pressure on the team to perform year-round, that's fine. But it's funny how the expectations seemingly disappear from many fans once they get to the playoffs, that they should be a one-and-done team, which, why are you watching? If you think your team's one and done, you're so sure. All these betting services now, go bet against the Steelers. You know, if you're 100% sure. And that brings me to Mason Rudolph. What a fantastic pair of games that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has put together. It is bonkers to think that this guy has been sitting on the roster for 6 years, learning behind a Hall of Famer. He gets absolutely destroyed by Earl Thomas, misses a few games, comes back, gets whacked on the head with a helmet by Myles Garrett, and then seemingly disappears until a year later in a throwaway game against Cleveland. He comes in, throws for 300 yards, makes it competitive with backups, and we just kind of forget about him until he loses a game in Detroit, of which Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth both fumbled. Happy for the guy. He's had to sit through a lot. They brought in Dwayne Haskins, Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, all ahead of him, all with hopes that they will be the guy, and while he is not. So while taking all these lumps, all this damage, and all this hate from many Steeler fans, he has put together some of the best offensive football we have seen in 5 years, since probably the 2018 Pittsburgh Steelers. And to be fair, 2019, he really didn't get a fair crack. The offensive line, that's when they started to suck and show their age. The wide receivers were, Juju was hurt, we lost Antonio Brown, Deontay was a rookie. It's not fair to really judge his first few years of his career, especially it's seemingly no one wanted him there at one point. So I'm really happy for the guy. He's been humble, professional, and fantastic on the football field, which really all that matters to a lot of fans. But I'm glad to see him doing well. And that's really all I want to talk to, is just touch base on my opinion on a few things. Just kind of record and get used to speaking more. I think it's fun to do, and I think videos like this are fun. And it's fun to discuss various Pittsburgh Steelers topics. So if you like the video and you want to stick around, make sure you subscribe. Help me out by hitting that like button, and let's talk football in the comments.